We're going to have some sub-zero temperatures the next few days. I'll just give a few tips on how I winterize my house. These are the crawl space vents. I cut out rectangular pieces of styrofoam, stick in all of them, and we're supposed to have below zero temperatures and then single digits with 30 and 40 mile an hour winds. So this is the water meter. This is just a half-inch piece of foam. Put that heavy chair on it, and that will prevent that water meter from freezing and busting. When you got 30 mile an hour winds and 9-degree temperature, 7 degrees, whatever, we got -4 I think one night, and maybe some wind with that. So the wind chills are going to be 10, 15, maybe even 20 feet and 20 degrees below zero. So got the vents covered, got the water meter covered. Got all the vents on this side covered. This is insulated, the crawl space that goes down underneath this is the entrance to it, and I've got insulation under this as well. That's 1-inch insulation. So all these are covered. And also where my heat pump pipes and things like that go through the house, there was a hole there that big around, and the pipe's only that big, and the hole was like this big, and I stuffed a bunch of plastic bags in it. So that takes care of that. Make sure all this is clean. Don't have any debris stuck in here, leaves and stuff. I had some pipes freeze and bust here one time, and what we found out was that the plumbing goes into the this building right here, and it gets real shallow. It's just barely under the dirt because it makes a curve and goes up into the wall right there. And this is an unheated part of the building. It doesn't have insulation on the walls. If you tried to heat it, it would sweat. And but I took a bunch of straw, and ever since I've done that and stacked it up, I've not had any freezing pipes problems. And one more thing that I do, excuse the mess, this is kind of a storage building, but is I open these up, because it's not just about the water. Pipe's freezing. You can just leave that open. Well, I'll prop that open. But anyway, leave this open so your trap doesn't freeze. And then I just turn the water on. Just maybe a good thick pencil lead, not a drip. I mean, it needs to be coming out like that. And I'll do the other one in there too. And I think it's supposed to get cold Thursday night, so today's Wednesday, so I'll turn this one on, and I'll turn the one out there in the bathroom in this other part. But open all this so because it could get so cold that your water won't freeze, but your traps will freeze, and then your water will fill this up and run out in the floor. So open your cabinets, let your water drip, and you should be good. Something else to pay attention to: if you have a water hose, keep it outside or whatever, make sure it's not on, and or this is not attached to it. These are they call them frost free, and when you turn them off, the water on the outside of the pipe all drains into the ground, onto the ground. So but if you have this hooked up and you have this nozzle closed off, this hose and all this will fill up, and now you'll have water inside all this, and this will freeze and bust. So that's another good thing to remember. Something else you need to do is take care of your animals. When it gets down single digits and you got 20, 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour winds, it's very dangerous. So she's got this straw to lay in, but you can also get inside this clean garbage can with some fresh straw in it. And she's an outside cat, and you can't hardly get her to come in. And if you do, she'll poop everywhere and scratch everything up. So, but take care of your animals too. So this is the west, northwest. This is usually where the really cold winds come from. So it's going to be hitting the back of the garbage can, so it won't be blowing air into the garbage can. So what I've done here, I put her garbage can there. It's nice and clean. Filled it with straw. And then I've got this other garbage can behind it to keep the wind from hitting it directly. And she'll be inside there. And even if it starts raining, she'll still be dry. And I actually scotched at the back of it, made it rise a little bit, so if water does get in it for whatever reason, it will flow out of it and it won't pool in there. Meow meow, you better appreciate this. Something else you can do in really, really cold weather is make sure that your animals have plenty of food and make sure their water bowl's not frozen. I try to get her fresh water about every day. And she serves a purpose. She keeps snakes, rats, and mice out of that building.